सम्यक् समाधिनिरतैर्विमलान्तरङ्गे साक्षादवेक्ष्य निजतत्त्वमपारसौख्यम् सन्तुष्यते परमहंसकुलैरजस्रम् यद्ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि केवलबोधमात्रम्।
ॐ नमः परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यः। हरिः ॐ। उपासकानां यदुपासनीयम् उपात्तवासं वटशाखिमूले तद्धाम दाक्षिण्यजुषा स्वमूर्त्यां जागर्तु चित्ते मम बोधरूपम् अद्राक्षम् अक्षीणदयानिधानम् आचार्यम् आद्यं वटमूलभागे मौनेन मन्दस्मितभूषितेन महर्षिलोकस्य तमोनुदन्तम् विद्राविताशेषतमोगणेन मुद्राविशेषेण मुहुर्मुनीनां निरस्यमायां दयया विधत्ते देवो महांस्तत्त्वमसीति बोधम् ममाद्यदेवो वटमूलवासी कृपाविशेषात्कृतसन्निधानः ओङ्काररूपाम् उपदिश्य विद्याम् आविद्यगध्वान्तम् अपाकरोतु। श्रुत्यर्थगोचरं वन्दे वाच्यार्थानामगोचरं लक्ष्यार्थवपुषं वन्दे शङ्करं देशिकं गुरुम्। अपार सच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकम् अहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः। कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनां सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम्। As a part of our Chaturmasya Swadhyaya Yajna, we have been talking and listening to Sankaracharya's life and teachings. Yesterday we saw that Acharya Shankara and his disciples are wandering in the beautiful mountain area in Kashmir. And anyone will be captivated by the beauty of mountains, natural beauty. That is what we will see. The beauty of the infinity of sky, vast expanse of ocean, the mountains, trees. It is very easy to see divinity in a distant object or a distant person. Distant means what? I am not owning it. The moment I own it, it disappears. This owning of anything is in Vedanta called as adhyasa, superimposition. Something is happening there, I consider it as happening to me, or it is mine, and it deeply hurts me. So anything that you do not own, you see from a distance. It is very easy, you can say it is all divine. How beautiful. The same thing, you go very near it, then you will find out. Anything, you become familiar with it. Usually we say familiarity breeds contempt. Sometimes you become familiar with something because you start more, in fact, by intimately going near, you see the outer things. Instead, from distance, you are able to see the inner thing. It's a mystery. From here, you see the beauty of Arunachala, how the clouds are playing on Arunachala. But you go there, there are caves, there are rocks, sometimes creatures are there, sometimes miscreants are there. So, can we see the entire creation as divine? This is the challenge that we have. Bhavadvaitam, Kriyadvaitam, Dravyadvaitam, as Bhagavata says it. See, Bhagavata is a supreme Advaitic text. It says Bhava Advaitam. Bhava Advaitam means what? Like a cloth you take, and every thread, the cloth is made of thread. Like that, the entire creation is made of Brahman. If you remove the thread, no cloth. Like that, the entire creation is pure consciousness. You have that Bhava Advaita. See, you have to know, Advaita is also not for society, not for world, it is for you to attain the yoga sthiti. If you apply Advaita outwardly, that is what communists, socialists, they try to do. Everyone is same. Everyone wear the same dress, same kind of food. It is not possible. It is not possible. Everyone is different. Avibhaktam vibhakteshu. In Gita, Krishna says, you must see the one behind all the different manifold things. You are not interested in the plurality. You are not interested in the bheda. You want to see the abheda, that one truth everywhere. So that no attachment arises, no aversion arises. Nothing disturbs you in the mind. Nothing becomes a vasana in your mind. Is it possible? I have my prarabdha, I have to live, I have to interact in the world, but nothing should go inside and get registered in my mind as vasana. So there, it is all Atma, it is all Bhagavan. Sometimes Maya means, it will try to prove that it is not that. This is our challenge, Arul Poratam. Arul is Bhagavan or Guru is giving you this teaching that this is all Atma. But somebody will come into your life and try to prove to you that I am not divine, I am devil. This is our challenge. And the poratam, the conflict, the war is between your jnanam and that outer force which is trying to prove otherwise. If that wins, you fall. If your jnanam wins, you win. The problem is, if you take this jnanam and go and interact in the world, it is not possible. That is why Sankaracharya said, along with jnanam, sannyasa comes. Because the moment you take the jnanam, then you find that you can no more have aversion, no more have attachment, no more have anger, no more jealousy, no more fight, competition with anybody. You are not ready to find fault with anyone. You are not ready to find that he is wrong. They will be wrong. They will cheat you. But you are not ready to believe that they are cheating you for your own good. Jugupsa, na jugupsate, na vijugupsate. The Upanishad says the knower is never, take the word, the knower is not wanting to protect himself from anyone. In the sense, he doesn't want an enemy anywhere, in any form. Sometimes relatives are also enemies. Friends are also enemies. If some speciality, some kind of emotion which creates bondage. So, to do that is bhava advaita. If you can have this advaita, that everything is divine, isha vasyam idam sarvam. Yat kinja jagatyam jagat. Whatever little bit is jagat means something comes before you and tells you, I am separate. Don't accept it. Tell yourself, Bhagavan gave this teaching to Humphreys. He said, stop calling things as things. Start calling things as God. Only to him Bhagavan gave this teaching. But in Arunachala Pancharatnam, the last verse, Bhagavan says, one who has become successful in this technique. It is not a technique, it is a vidya, we call vidya. The one who has won in this vidya, he has the ultimate victory over Maya. Sajayati Arunachala. He says, Sajayati Arunachala Sukhe Magganaha. Velgum. In Tamil he says Velgum. So, this is to see that everything is Atma. This Atma Jnana is Bhavadvaita. Then Kriyadvaita. Kriyadvaita is nobody is a doer. Neither am I a doer, nor anyone a doer. Because the moment I accept some doer, I am creating a sinner or some virtuous person, something. It is for my own good. I have taken this. Nobody is a doer. Bhagavata says the Jivan Mukta moves about na nindati na chastauti loke charati suryavat. He moves about like the splendorous sun, neither praising anybody nor finding fault with anyone. Kurvata sadhu asadhuva. In your very eyes, in front of you, if they are doing something wrong, that is his prarabdha. Not telling anything. Na nindeta, na stuvita. Kurvata sadhu asadhuva. Vatato gunadoshabhyam varjita samadrung munihi. The Muni decides to see that one non-dual essence, pure truth everywhere. This knowledge is utterly simple, but you will lose all your hold. You will be happy. You will be free. But all your holding to the shadows will go. We are so much in attachment with shadows. So this is Kriyadvaita, where you find nobody is a doer. I am also not the doer. Yasya na ahankritaha bhavaha. No ahankara. So this is, and bhakti point of view, it is all Bhagavan who is the doer. Then Dravyadvaita. It's more difficult. Bhagavata says, na yasya swaha parayiti vitteshu atmanivabhita sarvabhuta samashantaha savai bhagavatottamaha. He is the supreme devotee. He never considers anything as his. Even his own body. Nor does he consider others' property also as theirs. See, in Nagaland, in the tribal area, some evangelists went for conversion. And one of the padri told, he was shocked. He said, he was about to teach them ethics. So he said, first upadesha that he gave them is, you should not tell untruth. That person responded, how can you tell untruth? He asked. Is it possible? Because they are not even aware that such a technique is there to tell falsehood. Is it possible to tell untruth? It is not possible. Then he said, you should not take another's property. Then that person asked, what does it mean? It means something you want and another person has it, you should not go and take it. No, that is not possible. We here, if I want, I will go and take, and he wants something, it is there in me, he will not ask, he will, because nothing belongs to anybody. Is it possible here? Swami, I want a chair. So many chairs are here. In Bhagavan, in the hill, he had that tiger skin. So somebody has brought the tiger skin. Bhagavan was sitting in that. One person came, he liked it very much. He wanted it. He was observing how to take it. He was averse to stealing. But he found that Bhagavan never says, this is mine, that is mine. So one day when no one else was there, he told, Bhagavan, நீங்க கொஞ்சம் எழுந்திருந்தா if you stand up, I will take the tiger skin and go. Bhagavan stood up. He took the tiger skin and went away. But on the way, he was unfortunate. One of the most dangerous person, Perumal Swami, was coming across. He said, hey, where are you taking it? He said, Bhagavan gave, Bhagavan la kudukamatar. He brought it back and kept it and said, Bhagavan okar. So, yasya naha na swaha parayiti vitteshu atmaniva bhita. So, dravyadvaitam. All this advaitam is possible only when a person renounces everything. Complete washing clean. Then only it is possible. So, this Advaita Jnana in its purest form, their absolute non-duality, where the person becomes absolutely free. So, Bhagavad Pada, when the disciples were praising the beauty of Himalayas, he said, one has to attain the realization. Nothing else matters. The knowledge of the self is more important than anything. Labdha vidya rajamanya tatahyam prapta sampat prabhavadya tatahyam bhuktanari sundarangi tatahyam Ena svatmanaiva sakshat krito bhut. I have got the highest education. What does it matter? What is the use? If you have not known your own real self, what is the use of that? You have got so much wealth, all will go. Tatah kim, I had enjoyed every worldly pleasure. Tatah kim, ena svatmanaiva sakshat krito bhut. Drishta nana charu deshaha tatah kim. I had a world tour. I went to, every part of the world. I saw this, that, everything. Every natural beauty I saw, all the 7 wonders I saw. Every hotel I ate, every kind of food I have tasted. Tatah kim pushta cheshta bandhuvargaha tatah kim nashtam daridryadi dukkam. No more poverty, so much wealth. Tatah kim ena svatmanaiva sakshat krito bhut. And also religious things. He says snataha tirthe. I have taken dip in every sacred tirtha like Ganga. Tatah kim. I have given so much dhanam, so much charity. Tatah kim. Even by which you will not, even by that you will not get joy. Sometimes people who take charity, they do not know who gives. Whoever gives, they will take. And the person who is giving, after sometimes, when you give, you have a little bit of mind behind it. So you will be expecting some gratitude, something, some kind. If that is not forthcoming, there is sorrow. So that becomes a psychological bond, not. Japta mantra kotisha tatah kim. So many mantras are being done. Japa. Ena svatmanaiva sakshat krito bhut. So this is the Anatma Shri Vigarhanam. All attainments in the world, in the non-self, is not of much value. That is what Bhagavad-pada said here. So yesterday we saw Saundarya Lahari. Sankaracharya wrote Saundarya Lahari. A question arises, why has Acharya, the supreme Vedantin and the embodiment of righteousness and renunciation, composed a work that is predominantly Shakti oriented and not of much use to students of Vedanta and ardent seekers? Now, all paths reside within a Jivan Mukta. Only such liberated ones have the ability to guide different type of followers. They cannot exclude anyone. They accept everyone and reform them. Such mighty souls alone deserve the title Acharya. In fact, most of the religious heads who proceeded and followed Acharya Shankara were proponents only of their own faiths and came to protect and conserve their methods of upasana. Acharya is like the ocean, the destination of all rivers of faith, following various courses. This is the unique glory of Bhagavad-pada. After composing Saundarya Lahari, Acharya instructed Sureshwara to write a Vartika for Shri Dakshinamurti Stotra. By this time, the people of the land had begun to revere Acharya and were ready to render all possible service with devotion. Now that mountain where Sankaracharya stayed is called Sankaracharya Hill. So actually we were about to go there and do puja to that murti there last Shankara Jayanti. But they didn't like this terrorist. So they created problem. So from Srinagar, Acharya and group started descending to the plains walking by the banks of the river Chandrabhaga, the Chenab. Chandrabhaga is another Chandrabhaga is there in Maharashtra. This is different. Passing through mountains, forests and rivers, the group of renunciate saints toiled for the well-being of the world day and night with complete detachment. In Vivekachudamani, Acharya himself describes such sadhus as Vasantavallokahitam charantaha. They move about from one place to another like Vasanta Kala, like spring season. They have crossed the ocean of samsara, and without any motive, they help others to cross the samsara. Moving along in this manner, they arrived at the world-renowned university of Takshashila. The place had acquired this name after the king Taksha, who was the son of Bharata. Three Bharatas are there. One is Rama's brother Bharata, and another is Dushyanta's son Bharata, and the third is Jada Bharata, the Jivan Mukta, realized soul Jada Bharata in Bhagavata. Actually, in that birth, he was not Jada Bharata. He was Bharata in his former life, son of Rishabhadeva. So, this is Taksha is the son of Ramayana Bharata. The university was in the hands of Buddhist masters at that time. Although they knew about Acharya's arrival, the Buddhist scholars of Takshashila did not feel the need to debate with him. Instead, some of them approached him as true seekers. Padmapada and other disciples discussed with them. Thus, Vedanta started spreading in this region. One day, a Buddhist bhikshu, who was a great scholar and yogi, came to visit Acharya. He was lean, with a clean-shaven head and lustrous eyes. He had a staff in his hand, as he was quite aged. His figure had a radiance of its own. Acharya welcomed him affectionately. He acknowledged the greetings and sat before Acharya. Bhikshu, Acharya Shankara, I have heard a lot about you. It is only today that I am able to meet you. I have come not to argue or learn anything. Please tell me about the common spiritual ideals in all these sects, Buddhism or Vedic religion, everywhere. Acharya said, "O great one, tradition, religion and ideology are all limited at liberating man, aimed at liberating man. Virtues like," see, this idea comes in the Vartika, Sureshwara's Vartika, where he says, like Yama, Niyama, like holding to truth, non-violence, brahmacharya, not hating anybody. It's all common to everyone. Sarvabhauma Mahavratam, as Patanjali puts it in Yoga Sutra, it is a universal things which any religion can have. So, virtues like truth, compassion, non-violence, charity, control of the senses, austerity, celibacy, mind control and renunciation are all acceptable to all. Whoever possesses these qualities is adorable. No one can become great by merely talking of higher ideals. Whatever the concepts may be, it is the inner purity that is most important. It is that which influences anyone. So, prostrations to your heart. Lord Buddha also says the same in his discourses. In addition to that, people think Buddha spoke against Varnashrama Dharma, but in Tripitaka, there is portion, especially that Brahmana Varga, where he speaks about who is a true Brahmin, who is a true Brahmana. The Brahmana Lakshana, he also says, the inner Lakshana of that Satya, that Tapas, Jnanam, all these things. So, renunciation, non-violence were also spoken by Tathagata. I am experiencing the joy of Nirvana in your presence. Mother Earth is blessed to have given birth to you. After conversing affectionately with Acharya for a long time, the bhikshu took leave of Acharya and left with his attendant. There are great souls everywhere. This yogi is an illustration of the Upanishadic declaration. One who sees all as the self will not hate anyone. Sarvam Brahmamitam Jagat. In Takshashila, another scholar who had studied Tarkashastra and Buddhism came to Acharya and went on haranguing him about Nyaya and Buddhism. Acharya remained quiet throughout. Observing the strange response, he asked, Swami, why don't you say something? Acharya replied, Tushnim Bhava, Sumair, remain silent. And continued to remain silent with his right hand in Chinmudra. The scholar also remained still in the presence of Acharya for a long time. After that, without saying a word, he placed all his books before Acharya and left the place. The disciples were certain that some transformation must have happened in him. Walking eastwards from Takshashila, Acharya and group gradually reached Jwalamukhi, where the goddess is worshipped in the form of fire. Acharya worshipped Devi with Rigveda mantra. From there, they reached Naimishāraṇya, walked along the bank of Ganga and reached Haridwar. Gradually passing through various villages and towns, they reached Naimishāraṇya. Bhagavata speaks about Naimishāraṇya. Naimishāraṇya, no? There is a story in Purana which says Devas wanted to do yaga. So they went to Vishnu. And where should we do yaga? He gave them a chakra, a wheel. And the wheel will naturally rotate, always. So you take the wheel to every spot. And the place where the wheel stops, you can do yaga there. Understood? What is that wheel? It's our mind. You take the wheel everywhere, the place where it stops, that is the Satsanga, where it finds that Shanti. So they brought it to Naimishāraṇya. Naimishāraṇya. The wheel became quiet there. So it is said that in this place, Naimishe Animishakshetre Rishayaha Shaunakadayaha Satram Swargaya Lokaya Sahasra Samam Asata. So there many devotees came to see Acharya. One devotee asked, how can devotion to the Lord be made firm? This is a question. How can I have firm devotion? He said, what are you doing now? He asked. And a disciple asked for sadhana. First he should tell what he is doing now. So he said, every day I chant the holy name of the Lord thousands of times. I meditate on the form of Shri Hari. I also study the Bhagavad Gita and Vishnu Purana. Gayam Gita Nama Sahasram Dhyayam Shripati Rupam Ajasram Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam Deyam Dina Janaya Cha Vittam. 4 principles. In Bhaja Govindam, Sankaracharya said, what do you want? To that Vaishnava, this is the teaching. You chant the name of Hari, meditate on his form, study Bhagavad Gita, spend your time in Satsanga, and you have so much money, give it to the needy. This is enough. The Lord gives the answer to your question in Gita itself. What should we do? Said, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashaya Sthitaha Ahamadishya Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Antayevacha. When somebody asked Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, Bhagavan, which is the Gita shloka which Bhagavan recommends? Bhagavan said, every shloka, all shloka you study. But Bhagavan should give us some single verse which is the most important. Then Bhagavan took this verse from the 10th chapter, 20th verse. Aham Atma Gudhagesha Sarva Bhutashaya Sthitaha. Krishna is saying, O Arjuna. And you know what he calls Arjuna? He calls Arjuna as Gudakesha. Gudakesha means one who has conquered sleep. In Satsanga you sit and sleep. No Atma, only Anatma. Nothing will come. So Atma Jnana means one who has woken up. The sleep element is not disturbing you. It's a very powerful element. All our sleep element is reserved for Satsanga. Generally, not here. Here everyone is very alert, but generally people will come to Satsanga so that sound sleep. Sometimes, not always. So, especially in Bhagavata, Saptaham, large crowd will come. Thousands will be there. So, they will ask, Swami, what all should we do? Generally, some basic things are needed. Especially, you should not have chair without strength. Because they will fall. Sitting like this, because so much reading will be there. Reading. And between two chairs, much space should not be there, because it will topple down. One Bhagavad Gita talk was happening in Coimbatore, and suddenly one old man sitting in distance, he just fell down completely and was lying. So the audience, 4 or 5 of them, they went there. After that he was taken sideways. Then I'm giving the talks. Then I asked, what happened? They said, I thought gone. Then I said, this is life, what to say? All impermanent, not unreal. We were seeing him for so many days. Next day he is sitting there. They said, the talk is there? No. Next day he is sitting there. I don't know, somebody told him this. So he became famous as a dead man. So, Ahamatma Gudakesha. In this, Bhagavan says, Arjuna, I am the Atma, I am the self. Aham Adishya Madhyam Cha Bhutanamantayeva. I am the uninterrupted principle. No interruption in one's self-awareness. Infanthood comes, it changes, you become a youth, then you become old, the body is undergoing so much change, the mind is undergoing so much change, the principle I, the aham, I, it remains changeless. And that is without any cut, without any interruption, that awareness is there within. You have to just recognize it. You have to turn towards that principle of aham. The changeless one, the waking, the dream, deep sleep comes and goes. Behind that, the substratum remains changeless, as pure consciousness, as I, as the essence of I, as the import of I, implied essence of I. So that is Adi, Madhyam, Antam, the beginning, the middle and end. Means timeless. It is there as the timeless principle. I am that Atma. The body is time bound. Body is constantly changing. Mind is constantly changing. Before the body was born, after the body dies, it remains changeless. Body is only happening in between. The mind is only happening in between. But I am not something which comes and goes. I am the Pokku Varavu Illa Poduveli. I am the Chidakasha, that infinite space which never comes nor goes, which is the infinite ever-present existence. That is my Swarupa. So when you know the Atman, you will realize that you are not the body, but Brahman. Then the heart will become pleasant. The knowledge that the visible world is not different from the Lord will become firm. Then, even through the senses, you will experience only Brahman. This is bhakti. See, Parabhakti, supreme bhakti. Bhagavad Gita says, when does supreme bhakti comes? It comes only to the jnani. The realized person, when his realization becomes ripe, the sweetness of that realization is bhakti. Wherever he looks, whatever he beholds, he finds that it is the same self. Brahma bhutaha prasannatma. As far as he is concerned, his problem is over. He knows that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am the supreme self. So that prasannata has come to him. Na shochati na kamchati. No more grief, no more expectation, no more desire, no more ambition, no more becoming. So his center is perfect, complete, over. Then samasarveshu bhuteshu, he has found the secret of samayoga. The real yoga is yoga, samatvam yoga uchyate. Nothing disturbs him. Things will be happening around. Prarabdha will be continuing. So everything will be happening and he is seeing them. Then samatvam yoga uchyate. That samatvam, by that sarveshu bhuteshu samaha mad bhaktim labhade. But in that state, Bhagavan says he attains that supreme bhakti, that para bhakti. He beholds that the entire Vishwam, the creation, is Ishvara's form. The true love, only then we will understand. What else? What love do we understand? Most corrupted word. Simply we talk of love, love, love. Bhagavan says, love you will understand. First you have to see the source of love. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. All love is lodged in the Atman, in the self. Once you know the self, then you know what true love is. Atma upamyena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sayogi paramo mataha. Gita Bhagavan says he is the supreme yogi. By looking at everyone as his own self, whether they have pleasure or pain, their problem, he is looking at it as if it is his own. No difference. Then from that standpoint comes compassion. Before that, no. Compassion, you don't have that power to be compassionate. Real compassion comes when you have solution. Otherwise, what will compassion do? Somebody has some disease, you have compassion. What can you do? Even a physician can have compassion only with the knowledge of Vedanta. That is Ayurveda in its deepest sense. They say the physician should not see the disease. According to our medicine, modern medicine now, we say diagnosis is very important. Of course that is important. But they say beyond that, the physician must be able to see the center in the patient which cannot be corrupted, touched by disease. That anamaya bindu. If that anamaya bindu can be beheld, if the physician is a true powerful jnani, his very look will dissolve the problem. This is why when Swami was there, he was also a physician. He used to say, I will never say that you have this disease, it is incurable. From my mouth it will not come. He will say, I will always say, everything is all right, everything will be all right, everything will be all right. You are going to him to hear that. So that is the thing. So Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na shochati na kamchati samasarveshu bhuteshu. Mad bhaktim labhate param. That supreme love, bhakti, arises. The devotee became pleased and left. From there, the Digvijaya Vahani moved towards Ayodhya, the birthplace of Rama. River Sarayu flows mirthfully in Ayodhya. Here Acharya composed the divine work Shri Rama Bhujanga. There is no mention of any temple now. In the Sarayu Tira, Bhagavad-pada composed the Rama Bhujanga Stotra. Very beautiful. Vishuddham param satchidananda rupam gunadharam adharahinam varenyam mahantam vibhantam guhantam gunantam sukhantam swayam dhama ramam prapadye. It's all Advaita only. Vishuddham, that absolutely pure. Satchidananda Rupam, that which is existence, awareness, bliss. Gunadharam, the substratum in which Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna and Tamo Guna appear and disappear. Adharahinam Varenyam, the adorable one. Mahantam Vibhantam, that effulgent being. Guhantam, inside the heart cave. Gunantam, which is beyond the three gunas. Sukhantam, the ultimate sukha, the supreme bliss. Swayam, the self. He is the Swayam. He is my own real nature. Dhama Ramam, Swayam Dhama, that abode where the absolute reality shines. That Rama, I do Sharanagati. Yada varnayat karna mulenta kale. There is a story that in whoever dies in Kashi, Manikarnika Gata, Shiva will come and whisper the Taraka mantra in his ears. Shri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, when he came to Kashi, he had two visions. From distance, he saw that Kashi is fully made of gold. It is as if shining with golden lustre. Suvarnamaya Kashi. See, every Tirtha Kshetra has two sides. You come to Arunachala, you see Arunachala outwardly. All crowded, so much crowd here. So many changes have come, so many construction. All these things you see. There is a Vibhuti Arunachala, a mystery of Arunachala, which you can see only with the eyes of grace. With Kripa Chakshu only you can see that Arunachala. When you see that Arunachala, this Arunachala will not bother you. When you see that Kripa Chakshu with the Kripa Nayana, you behold that divine Arunachala. Every Tirtha Kshetra is like that. Vrindavana, everywhere they will say there is two Vrindavana. This outward Vrindavana and there is an inner divine Vrindavana. If you can see that Vrindavana, this will not bother you. Like that Kashi also, outwardly all dirt, very heavily crowded. But that Kashi which here Acharya speaks, Ramakrishna saw that Shiva is giving mantropadesha. Yada varnayat karna mulenta kale Shivo Rama Rameti Rameti Kashyam Tadekam Param Taraga Brahma Rupam Bhajeham 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 Nije Manase Mandire Sannidhehi. This is only prayer that we should do to Bhagavan, whoever, in whatever form. Bhagavan, you come and live in my heart home. Your home should be my heart. Nije manase mandire sannidhehi prasida prasida prabho Ramachandra sasaumitrina kaikayi nandanena swashaktyanu bhaktya cha samsevyamanam shilapitva kshama sangirenu prasadadhi chaitanyamadatta Rama Narastvat padadvandva seva vidhanat suchaitanyameti kimchitramatre sada Rama Rameti namamritamte sada Rama mananda nishyanda kandam. Acharya had vision of Hanuman there. How he had vision? He says, Hanuman is doing japa, Sada Rama Rameti Namamritam Te. Your nectarine Nama is repeating, Sada Ramam Ananda Nishyanda Kandam. That Nama is like a ripe fruit which gives out the juice of nectar, bliss. Ananda Nishyanda Kandam Pibantam. He is drinking that juice. Namantam. He becomes with so much humility. When bhakti comes, humility comes. Hasantam. Inwardly, that bliss comes. Sometimes devotees will laugh. Narayana Bhattadri says, Guru Ayurappa, give me that bhakti where I will dance, I will laugh, I will cry, I will chant, and people will call me crack. They should not tell I am a bhakta, no. Shreyo margeshu bhakto adhika bahumatihi. Shreyo margeshu bhaktau adhigamahumatihi janma karmani bhuyaha gayan kshemani namani api tadubhayatah pradrutam pradrutatma udyadhasak kadachit kuhachidapi rudan kwapi garjan pragayan unmadiva pranrityan ai kuru karunam lokabahyashareyam. Let the worldly people desert me, he says. Lokabhyaha. So, here this Rama Bhujanga Prayata Stotra was composed. So many devotees of Lord Rama came for Acharya's darshana. Acharya stayed there for a few days and gave Upadesha. From Ayodhya, the group visited several holy places and reached Mithila. After a few days, the great Videhi, the one without body, entered the land of Videha. Mithila is called Videha Nagara. And Acharya is a Videha. A Jivan Mukta is a Videha. Although the body is visible for others, in his own conviction, spiritual experiential conviction, he is bodiless. The moment you know the Atma, the Self, your knowledge tells you have no body. Ashariram sharireshu anavasteshu avasteshu mahantam vibhumatmanam matva dhiro nashochati. By knowing the Atman, the Dhira, the brave one, no more griefs, no more becomes miserable. So that knower of Brahman, he entered that Videha Nagari. At that time, Tantra had a dominant influence in Mithila. See, Mithila, Videha Nagari, everyone is a realized person because the king himself is a Jivan Mukta. In Ramayana, sometimes Sita will give some good advice to Rama. Otherwise, Rama will call her Sita or he will call her Kalyani, something like that. Whenever she used to give him some spiritual teaching, Rama will look and smile. Vaidehi. He will call her Vaidehi or Janaka Nandini, daughter of Janaka. Or you are from Videha, Janaka's daughter. So that he will, very often he will say, Kulam Vyapadishantyaja Dharmaknye Janakatmaje. He says, you are Janakatmaja. So, everyone in Bhagavata, Dattatreya moves about, wanders from one place to another. Everywhere he gets some teaching. So, thus wandering, the Jivan Mukta's life, no duty, no work to do, nothing to achieve, no place to reach. So, just wandering. Wherever he reaches, that is the place. So, like that wandering, he entered the Mithilapuri. And there was a big tree, he sat underneath that. There was a big palatial building. And that building was it belonged to one courtesan, a dasi. Her name is Pingala. So this Pingala is perhaps very, very rich, well-known courtesan. So she is there every day. Someone will be coming to see her, and that day she dressed herself very well, came out and looked, waiting for someone. No one was seen. Then she saw an Avadhuta sitting there underneath a tree, and his vision also looked at her, fell on her. Suddenly she felt a burning sensation inside her. She felt, oh, I am born in this Videha Nagara. Videhanam Purehyasmin Aham Ekaiva Mudhadhihi. I am the only unfortunate, foolish one in this Mithilapuri. Born here where the king himself is an enlightened being. I am leading such a life. Now, all this day I was selling my body. Now I will sell myself to Bhagavan and buy him. And the story says, in a trice she attained dispassion and became enlightened, and Sukham Sushvapa Pingala. She had never had sleep. See, even to sleep you need jnanam, vairagya. Especially for sleeping you need vairagya. Otherwise all kind of thoughts will come. At least night you should have sannyasa. Give up everything. Before going to sleep, let everyone look after their affairs. I have nothing to do with anybody, even with myself. With that kind of renunciation, only one person can sleep. So here Pingala had a good sleep. Sukham Sushvapa Pingala. She says, I am Santushta Shraddhadatyedat Yathalabhena Jivati Viharami Amunaivaham Atmana Ramanena Vai. My Atma Ramana, I have got my Atma Ramana. With him I am happily living. Santam Samipe, very nearby, intimate. Ramanam, that Ramana means the delightful one here. That is how Bhagavan was given that name. Ratipradam, one who gives the delight. Ramanam Ratipradam, Vittapradam, one who gives me supreme security. Nityam, the eternal. Giving up. Vihaya Akamadam Dukkha Bhaya Adi Shoka Mohapradam Tuchamaham Bhaje. All insignificant nonsense I was wandering about. Behind all nonsensical things I was wandering. Now I have stopped all that. I have got the greatest treasure. Even without seeking I have got it. It is there in me, in my heart, as my own Atma. Now I will live with that. Saying this, she attained that jnanam. So, in that Mithilapuri, that jnanam is there even in the air. So, Ashtavakra Gita, according to the historical research also, that side, from that side it all come, because Ashtavakra also went to Janaka's palace, court. So Ashtavakra Gita, Sankaracharya has not mentioned much about Ashtavakra Gita. But it is one of the topmost texts on Vedanta, where no more intellectualization, no more analysis, not even like Mandukya Karika. It is directly, you are Atma, finished. Don't unnecessarily wait. Don't even do self-enquiry. Don't even meditate, he says. Don't even meditate. Why should you unnecessarily? You should become the king of lazy people. Tasya alasya dhurinasya. He says alasya dhurina. Alasya means laziness. The supreme alasa. It means he is not even ready to make a single move of doership inside him. A single itch of ego. Yadi deham prithakritya chiti vishramya tishtasi adhunaiva sukhi shanto bandhamukto bhavishyasi. Separate the body and rest in your real being. Now you are free. The disciple asks, Master, why I am not able to attain it? Why still bondage? You are bound, my dear child, because you are trying to become free. You are bound because you are meditating. Ayameva hite bandhaha yat samadhi manutishthasi. This is bondage, that you are practicing samadhi. Wake up. Janaka says, no matter whether in crowd or everywhere, I am alone. Nothing exists. Kartritva dukkha martanda jwala dantaratmanaha kutah prasama piyusha saradharam rite sukham. This doership is like a midday burning, blazing sunlight. It is making you burn. I am the doer, I am the doer, I am the doer. Who is this I? Prashama piyusha saram. That prashama, quietude, stillness. It is like nectar. And the Guru tells you still, be still, over. Unnecessarily don't strain yourself by doing sadhana. Easiest way is have faith, and when he tells you Summa iru. Become free. How easy the path is. So this is Ashtavakara's path. So from there, Ashtavakara Gita, Yoga Vasishta, these texts we don't find mention in Sankaracharya's works. Perhaps they were not that much known in his period. Walking from Mithila, they reached Gaya via Magadha and moved on to Nalanda. By then, the Buddhists there had come to know of Acharya's glory. They thronged in thousands to have his vision. They listened to Vedanta from Acharya. From there, the group reached Rajagriha, which was the capital of Jarasandha during Mahabharata days. The earth there was sanctified by the feet of Lord Buddha. That yogi had walked across the place several times. Only the message of peace can heal the wound of suffering caused by cruel and violent rulers. It is not possible to wash away dirt and slush. Likewise, one cannot eradicate the evils of karma with more karma, dirt with slush. It may have been for this reason, as the need of the times, the Lord Buddha had to ignore the Vedic karma path and spread the path only of renunciation. Although the Buddhist religion had a one downfall because of many causes, Kshanikavada, Shunyavada alone is not needed. Many causes, that is another research topic. So, the chief thing is non-acceptance of the self, Atma. So, Buddha's mighty influence was there. Buddha is in Hinduism absorbed as the avatar of Vishnu. So even Bhagavata speaks. So it's a question, because Bhagavata is an earlier text and it mentions Buddho nama ajinasutaha kikateshu bhavishyati. And commentators, they say it is not Siddhartha Gautama Buddha, because Buddha himself says there were many Buddhas before him. So quite possible. So there is a Dashavatara Stotra. It is also ascribed to Sankaracharya, or some others says it is not Sankaracharya's, but very beautiful one shloka is there about Buddha in it. Dharabadha padmasanasthangri yashtir niyamyanilanyasta nasagra drishtihi ya aste kalau yoginam chakravarti sabuddha prabuddostu naha chittavarti. Yoginam chakravarti. May that Buddha, who is the emperor of yogis, sitting in the Padmasana posture on the earth, gazing at the tip of the nose with suspended breath, and who remains in the stillness devoid of thought, shine in my heart. So, even Shankara Vijaya speaks about Buddha as Buddha Vapurdhari Janardana, as Vishnu is wandering as Buddha. And then why we don't accept Vishnu came with a particular mission? It's all Pauranic. We don't bother about that now. We need not bother about that. So there he stayed some days on the bank of Phalguni in Gaya. This Gaya Vishnu Kshetra. So after that they had further movement. We will see tomorrow, same time.
Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.
Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva,
Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.